Hi everyone, for this week's discussion, I decided to do option one, which is the impact of social media on democracy. And I have two examples. I have a good one and then I have a bad one. So to start off with the good, my background information comes from the Algorithm and Bot slideshow. And it talks about how 25% of Americans said social media helps people stay informed / aware, and 12% said it helps with communication and connection. So now moving on to what I said, I just said social media shows us so much content and stuff around the world that we're able to use that as a tool to speak up for each other and help others. Because I don't really think we all grasp how large and how complex social media really is. Like being able to text someone who's on the other side of the world in a span of a second. We have so much information and we have so much stuff at the tip of our fingers that we should use that for positive stuff and to leave a positive impact. So I think social media just allows us to be the voice for those who can't speak up, and it helps us be the change. And within democracy, you can use social media to speak up, or you can use it to stay informed. And I think that in itself just helps a lot, because if you know what's going on in the world, especially in your government, you're able to, once again, create change and know what you stand for and your beliefs and all that. So now, with the bad aspect of it, I'm gonna go back and forth from my specific example and then just kind of the overall stuff. So I just said social media can affect legal aspects and decisions. So specifically now, under the Trump administration, visas can be revoked if a person has posts that the government doesn't agree with. And then students, and specifically right now, have gotten their visas revoked or their green cards revoked because they were talking about Palestine and they were anti-Trump. So if any sort of posts like that were found on your social media while your visas were getting renewed, or if you're from a country that has more of I won't say legal protections, but has bigger issues politically, they could use that as an excuse to send you back or to just cancel and revoke your visa. And I think this specifically is a bad aspect of social media, because social media gives so much access to the public gives the public so much access to your information, your personal beliefs, your searches, that there's not you can't really erase it. We've all heard that once you post something, it's out there, and I don't really think we understand that it's actually true. If you post something, people can find it and people will find it, especially if they're looking for it. So with social media and legal aspects, I just don't think the way that the government is using social media right now, it doesn't align with freedom of speech or democracy, but they're using it against you. And then specifically, I want to focus on the catch and revoke policy, which directly affects First Amendment rights. And although it's referred to as an anti-terrorism measure, visa holders have truly no way of knowing if a certain post or anything will have legal repercussions. So, you could, if you like a post that is anti-Trump, you could get your visa revoked for that. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but someone, I'm pretty sure, got detained, or they were not let into the country because they had a meme of JD Vance on their phone. So it's just, you have to take all of these measures to the point where it's you truly, once again, you don't know what could get you in trouble. And you have to go through all of your social media, you have to go through your phone, your electronics, and it's a burden, because it's social media and things that you post, can be used against you, and you don't really know when or how. And if it's already out there, what are you going to do to stop it, And now, moving on to how to improve relationships between social media and citizenship, I would just say, obviously, not censor, but check people's accounts for posts that are violent. But I would focus more on guns, and if someone's reposting stuff about wanting to shoot up a place or about wanting to kill people, I would pay more attention to that, rather than if someone doesn't like the president or if they don't like what's going on, But I just feel like it's really hard in this day and age to correctly censor social media, because there's so many ways around it. So I'm not sure how far we would get with that. But yeah, thank you so much for listening.